Good morning everyone. Myself Dr. Tarun Kumar Jain. I am Assistant Professor in Mahatma Gandhi Medical College and Hospital, Jaipur, and today is presenting the principle of PET-CT. Before discussing the PET-CT, we are discussing with the nuclear medicine. Nuclear medicine is a unique branch of the medicine which use the small amount of the unsealed radioisotopes for functional imaging as well as the therapeutic purpose. Why the nuclear medicine is important? Nuclear medicine is important for the early detection and discovery of the changes of the patient in the body function before appearance of the anatomical changes. It is a differ from the radiology. In the nuclear medicine, it is a emission images. In the radiodiagnosis, it is a transmission images. So in the radiodiagnosis, we are getting the anatomical images, while in the nuclear medicine, we are getting the functional images. The nuclear medicine is used for diagnosis as well as therapeutic purpose. In the evolution of the nuclear medicine, initially we are doing the 2D imagings, then we are doing the 3D imaging. Now we are doing the 3D whole body fusion imagings. The nuclear medicine department is divided in the 4 parts: gamma camera and SPECT system, PET system, nuclear cardiology, and thyroid and radionuclide therapy clinics. Nuclear medicine in the imaging part and the therapeutic part. In the imaging part, we are using the gamma camera and the PET-CT. While in the radionuclide therapy, we are using the radioiodine therapy, lutetium PSMA therapy, lutetium proton therapy, and other radionuclide therapy which are rarely used. These are the PET-CT and SPECT-CT system at our site. How the workflow in the nuclear medicine department? We are generating the radionuclide at our site and as well as from the cyclotron at the production site, and we are tagging the radionuclide with the pharmaceutical and preparing the radiopharmaceuticals. We are injecting the radiopharmaceutical to the patients, and by the injecting the radiopharmaceutical to the patient, after the specific period of time, we are getting the images for the diagnostic purpose, and for the therapeutic purpose, we are also following the same protocol. The spectrum of the disease covered in the nuclear medicine, we are covering the benign as well as the malignant diseases. In the PET-CT system, before the discovering the PET-CT principles, we want to see the system of the PET-CT. This is the gantry system, and we are having the console in the PET-CT gantry. We have a table and couch. Which is going inside and outside, and where the patient is lying in supine as well as in the prone position, where the patient is comfortable during the acquisition. In the setup, in the PET-CT system, there is the setup lasers in the upper, down, and both lateral sides. There is a gantry, there is a bore. On the basis of the bores of system, we have 3 types of the PET-CT system: wide bore, narrow bore, and medium bore systems. In the PET-CT system, initial ring of the detector is the CT detector rings, and followed by the CT detector rings, we have the PET detector rings. So initially we are acquiring the CT, then we are acquiring the PET, and we are, after the acquisition of the both CT and PET images, we are going to fusion by some softwares, and we are seeing the images in the transaxial, coronal as well as in sagittal views. In the principle of the PET-CT system, in the PET-CT system, we are selecting the radionuclide which are having the property of the positron emission. The emission of the positron is going to the target tissue, and where the collision of the positron with the electron, there is an emission of the 2 photons with the same energy 511 keV, and these are detected by the opposite detectors on the PET detector rings. This is the basic principle, and this is called the true coincidence and true event for the detection. The PET is based on the detection of the coincidence of the 5 keV illumination photon that originate from the PET source. The ideal coincidence counting is called, it is detected the event in the time resolution or coincidence time window. The various radionuclide we are using for the positron emission, they are the list of the radionuclide. Most commonly we are using the F18, which have a half-life of 1 on 10 minutes. Positron decay is around 97%. The beta energy maximum is 640 keV, and the range in the water in mm is around 2.5 mm. And the F18 is a ideal property for the positron emission for the PET detection, and we are commonly tagging with the F18 with the F18 FDG, and which are using commonly for the PET-CT images. What is the FDG? Is a fluoride target glucose. Glucose is a energy source for the cells. The cancer cells are rapidly dividing cells, so they are consuming the more glucose as compared to normal body cells. So they are taking the more glucose for their division as well for the nutrition. So we are tagging with the glucose with the F18. So it's converted in the F18 FDG. So it's concentrated in the rapidly dividing cells and it is detected by the PET-CT system. What we are doing in the conversion for the glucose in the radioactive glucose, we are changing the hydroxyl molecule at the second carbon with the F18 molecule. So it is going inside the cells but is not participate in the glycolysis pathway. So it is remain trapped inside the cells, is not coming out outside the cells after the phosphorylation inside the cells. This is the characteristic trapping of the F18 FDG inside the cells. The trapping of the F18 FDG inside the cells is active transport as well as the facilitated diffusions. The facilitated diffusion in various sites is showing by the GLUT transporter. GLUT transporter are localized GLUT 1 to 7 at various sites. There are various indications for PET-CT. There are oncology and non-oncology conditions, and we are also doing the PET-CT guided interventions like PET-CT guided biopsy, FNAC, and RT planning and RFH. The only absolute contraindication is the pregnancy. What is the advantage of the PET-CT other than the other modality like a CT, MRI, USG? It's a whole body imaging, can differentiate the viable and non-viable tissue. It's help in the early detection of the disease before the anatomical change to appear, because anatomical change comes after the functional changes. It's a early response detection and can provide the biological information of the entire tumor. What is the instruction for the FDG PET-CT? We require the fasting blood sugar, blood urea and creatinine, and we require the 6-hour fasting before the PET-CT. And for the diabetic patient, we are giving some special instructions, and for the female patients, pregnancy should be excluded. And patient preparations, we are excluding the dextrose infusion before the 4 to 6 hours prior to the FDG PET-CT. The procedure steps, we are taking the history, we are injecting the patients, the patient is waiting for 1 hour, and then he or she is going for PET-CT, and PET-CT system is taking around 20 minutes for the entire PET-CT acquisition. Then we are again patient waiting for the seeing for some period, and after the down of the radiation level, we are sending the patient to the home. And what is the concept of the framework for the PET-CT diagnosis? We are detecting the cells up to the 10 gram or 10 to the power 10 cells. It's around the 1 centimeter of the cells. So roughly our size of our resolution of the PET-CT system is around 0.4 to 1 centimeter, and it's roughly correspond to the 10 to the power 8 cells for the detection of the cells. So for negative PET scan at the end of the therapy doesn't mean there are no cancer cells. Their cancer cells may be present as many as 10 to the power 7 cells. So what is the gap between after the chemotherapy, radiation therapy and surgery for between PET-CT? And what is the way of the measurement of radioactivity? We are commonly using the SEV max at our site. SEV max is the uptake value of the tissue in kilobecquerel per ml, what is divided by the injected dose divided by the patient body weight. The tumor which show the low grade FDG avidity is there are few tumors which show the low grade FDG avidity like prostate cancers, low grade lymphoma, hepatocellular carcinoma which show the low grade FDG avidity. In the image interpretation, there may be some pitfalls like brain physiological uptake, extracellular muscles uptake, brown fat uptake, thymic activity, myocardial activity, generalized muscle uptake. It may be false interpreted. It may be due to following the meal or insulin administration after any patient is going for the PET-CT after the meal or insulin administration. In the GIT uptake, it is commonly seen in the large bowel in the patient with the metformins. In the urinary activity, we are showing the FDG PET-CT. We are showing some few cases there in the staging. This is a CA breast. After the treatment, it is showing the very good response. There is near complete resolution of the disease, except there is one lymph node is there. It is in the CT images. There is a preserved fatty hilum, so it's likely due to tracer extravasation. And like this is the breast cancer, like we are also doing the gallium protonok PET scans, and gallium protonok PET scan is based on the somatostatin receptor based imagings, and we are commonly using gallium dotatate imaging, gallium dotatate for the therapy and gallium dotanok for the diagnostic purpose. Gallium dotanok has a highest receptor avidity for the SSTR2 and also have a higher affinity for the SSTR3 and 5. So it is covering the wide spectrum of the SSTR receptors. There are some misconception or query and reply. Then can we perform the PET-CT in high serum creatinine value? Yes. Can we perform the PET-CT in high blood glucose sugar patients? Yes, but the sugar value should be less than 200. Can we perform the PET-CT in children? Yes. After the PET-CT scan, patient can guidedly shift to general ward? Yes, but remain in isolation for 2 to 3 hours. Is there any pain during the procedure? No. Any serious side effect during the PET scan? No. Is there any sound during the scans? No. After the scan, patient can go for sampling? Yes. How much radiation dose received in the PET scan? Around 20 to 25 millisievert. How much radioactivity injected to patient? It's divided on it's based on the patient body weight. Are we safe during the scan? Yes. Is patient with injured hand can go for PET scan? Yes. Can general patient can go for PET scan? It's a point of debate. Special instruction for the breastfeeding woman? Yes. We withhold the breastfeeding 4 hours before the PET scans. Oral contrast is necessary during PET scan? No. Is IV contrast is necessary during PET scan? No. Time during the PET scan around 20 minutes. Side effect of PET-CT near no. How much time to stay in nuclear medicine department? Around 2 to 4 hours. So thank you.